Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. Today, even though I seem like I'm in high spirits, I'm really not. Today we're going to talk about a subject that's very sad to me. Today we're going to talk about speakers that I only have one of. And unfortunately, there's a couple speakers that I have that are like that I really wish that I had the other one. Now, you may recognize this one. I'm not going to bore you with talking too much about this one. But this is an audio box that I have that I kept going back and I could never find the other one. Since then, I've acquired a couple more speakers that I've only acquired one of and that I wish I had both of them. So today, we're going to go through them. Like I said, not really going to go too far into this one. I've got two more that we're going to go and look at, and one's pretty cool from the early 2000s. It'll kind of bring you back from the mini hi-fi systems of the time. From Jvc, which I always thought was a really cool design. The whole mini hi-fi itself was something that as a kid, I really wanted. Don't know if I'd really be into it today other than, having it as a proper collector's item or anything, but there's another speaker that I got, which is a pretty awesome speaker, and I only have the single speaker, and it really makes me sad that I don't have the other one.
Okay, let's go ahead and let's take some speakers apart. We're gonna do speaker repair ASMR. And it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be fine. Everything's gonna be fine. My microphone's gonna smell so bad. It already does.
I'm fucking real, okay? Alright, so the first one that I'm really interested in looking at is the MX80 Gigatube JVC. In the States here, we actually call them mini systems. And this was one that I always kind of really wanted. It was a bi-wired design, and the subwoofer was separate from the mid and the tweeter. There's the sticker on the back. As you can see, it says the main speaker is 55 watts, the subwoofer is 130 watts. They're both running at 6 ohms. But as you can tell, there's two different colored leads here. One for the lows, one for the highs. Now that kind of inclines me to think that this is actually a proper bi-wired setup, meaning there's no, kind of funny business where they're actually just running two 6 ohms to a bridge type, it's actually bi-wired, I would imagine. But I still want to take this apart, and I kind of want to see if there is any type of capacitor or anything cutting the lows to go up here, and just look at the drivers and stuff like that. I've always been really interested. Alright, so I've already taken out 4 of the screws. There's one there, 2 down there. Oh yeah, and one there in the center. And I'm pretty sure that, yeah, see, this front should just kind of come off now. Oh, yeah, it's really wanting to come off. Okay. Okay, that's interesting. That hasn't been cleaned in a while. Okay, so now this makes a little bit more sense. Definitely makes it a lot more accessible, too. It's kind of cool. You can see the Gigatube. I think maybe we can get a peek at it if we take this mid-range out. Okay, so this is really interesting. I got the mid driver out, and I thought it was going to be a closed back, or I thought this was going to be enclosed, but actually what's going on here is this right here is a port, and it's actually porting this out. So I would imagine that this is pushing some mid bass too, which would definitely help in coloring, giving you a more precise bass sound. That's the problem, I think, with bandpass, is it's not a accurate replica of, the bass sound that's coming out. So that's pretty interesting. That's really cool. And then I can already tell the tweeter's a solid back design, which makes sense. So that's pretty interesting. I like how they integrated that. All right, so digging a little bit deeper, I actually really like this design. It turns out, as you can see, there's a little 2.2 microfarad capacitor on there. And so pretty much what's going on is JVC bolted a two-way full-range speaker onto a subwoofer. So it's definitely a proper bi-wired. I took this out, and it's basically just a proper bandpass enclosure. The wooden part is, for that part, and then the plastic, it's actually a two-way ported bass reflex speaker. And then you got your tube, which is part of your whatever order bandpass this is. I don't remember, because I don't remember. See if I can kind of get this out of here. So there's your woofer driver. Not too bad. Looks like a double stacked magnet. And then, yep, just a regular old box down there. It's pretty cool. Very interesting and really, really cool. Looks like the tweeter has a little bit of damage, but that's fine. Like I said, I don't have the other one, so it's whatever. But now, during this time, I had a Philips, which is like the one you see on screen now. And that was something that kind of really got me definitely into music a lot more. It was the first really kind of decent system I had had. Before that, I had a Gerard, which if I can find a picture of it, I'll put it up there now. And that had a subwoofer. And that kind of leads me to, why I don't really think that this is one of the best designs. And it's very ambitious, very cool, very innovative. But the thing is, and this is just the way it is, with speakers, you really want to have your low frequency and, your mids and your high frequencies coming from a completely separate place. Proper normal placement of your speakers where you would normally have them is where, your mid bass and your highs up to your high range should come from. In your bass, if you research it, your subwoofers you usually want to put in a different spot, sometimes in a corner, and that will project it, or in between your two main listening speakers is a good place to put them. But that's kind of the only drawback of this system, in my opinion. But so let's go ahead and let's move on to the other speaker, which is a little bit more high-end than this. And it's a lot more bigger, too. So I'm going to have to figure out how we're going to film this. Okay, so sorry for the mess. But this is a Cerwin Vega V12F. This is a pretty decent speaker. This one was given to me. And they only had one, and I don't know what the story is on the other one. I never got a story. I don't understand how speakers get separated like that. But as you can see, it's a three-way design, pretty large mid-range. I forgot what type of tweeter that is, but that's a type of tweeter that does tweeting. As you can see, I already have the woofer just about ready to come out. And this is going to be the first peek. I haven't even actually looked inside of this at all. So, it's a heavy, it's a big old magnet. That's nice. I really like this. Big old fat spider. It's a paper cone, paper dust cover, foam surround, so it's not too bad. Man, there should be enough lead just to let this sit over here. Very chunky magnet. I don't know what the magnet size is, but okay. So, a lot of nice polyfill. Dual ported going out the back. You can see the back of the crossover. I see a little coil. And then we got a 10W5RJ load resistor on there. Yeah, it looks pretty cool. I'm going to take the mid-range out next. Alright, so we got the mid-range out. It is a solid back design. That's a nice speaker. These are really nice drivers. They appear to be pretty well made. So in here, maybe it's easier to see through here. So you can kind of see how it's bulged out. This is actually braced, going from there back on both sides, and then there's actually bracing back here. So these are all things you want to look for in a more high quality speaker. The leads are nice and thick. It's something you don't see on cheaper speakers. You can just kind of tell how the wood is finished. Sorry, that's kind of blown out there. You can't really see. Just much higher quality. So I did some research on this speaker and kind of got mixed reviews. Most of the people who reviewed it liked it, but there's always going to be those audiophile snobs out there. And I kind of get what they're saying. The main complaint is that the highs don't really sound good. I wouldn't say they really sound good. They're just not as detailed or vibrant as they could be. I wouldn't call them harsh, but just not a lot of detail there. And I do get that, but I would say for like someone who listens to metal or, you know, rock, hard rock, stuff like that, this would be something you would like to have and can get a lot closer to getting somewhere without having a subwoofer with this, given it's got the big 12-inch driver and it's chunky too. So I think it would be really cool to have both of them. There's a website that I'm really skeptical of using. If you guys have ever seen this website and have had good success with it, let me know. Or if you've had bad success, let me know. But I can get another one of these for $113, but I don't know. It looks sketchy, and I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to do that. But now, I am really interested in seeing the other side of that crossover. So for the last step, we're going to flip it around and check out the crossover. All right. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. The cat's trying desperately to get in there. So we've got an iron core coil. This one looks like a ferrite core. Might be iron. Man, I got a bunch of capacitors. This is a very, very well-made crossover. There you go. It's, yeah, the SN-V12F. It says that the impedance is rated for receivers that can do 8 ohms, but every time I took an ohm reading here, it was always 4 ohms. So that's weird, and it's working properly. I also read something about something in here resets, and I don't see how or what that does, but I'll take their word for it. He is just always being something else. But yeah, pretty sharp looking speaker. It's got like a silver back and front, and then the side is like a dark graphite, kind of a dark gunmetal gray. But yeah, that's all we've got for now. Got a couple more videos coming up. One which is actually about a fancy record player that I just bought. And we are still going to get to this old GPX. That'll be a real short video, but hey girl. But anyways, that is it for the moment. Thank you guys very much for watching. Please consider subscribing, giving a like, or whatever you want. Say bye, Garfield. Say bye, Garfield. He's an asshole. It's fine. Thanks, guys. Thanks for watching. Have a good one. Bye.